Hi, I'm working on a little project here, and I'm using one of these cheap $9 watt meters, and I like these a lot, but like everything from China, it has some little flaws. You can power these things up to 60 volts. Actually, at about, I don't know, I did some other tests once before. At about 65 volts, the screen just starts going blank. But anyways, you can power these things externally, which is good for real low voltage. But if you're at high voltage, you know, like 60 volts, you're going to be dissipating all that voltage drop in a linear regulator. And in a prior video, they used to have a single trace going down, and you could cut that, and then you could power external. The external power goes in on the center pin. Nice thing about the center pin is, you know, anyone can find the center. And if you look over here, I have a 2K resistor, so that's like you know, 1K resistance drop, and that drops it to about 20 volts. And these things get so hot that you can't even touch them. So yeah, you need at least 5 volts to run this. This was, you know, 2K was just at about 5 volts, so, you know, maybe 1500 ohms or something like that. But it better be a, you know, a 2-watt resistor, because it'll get hot. And that heat would just be dissipated on the board. I had this thing running for a while, and I just felt the case, and it was hot. You know, these things are designed for hobbyists, and, you know, they hook them up to something, and they're doing a couple minute test on a battery, and that's it. But if you're using these in a system, and you know, you're running them on hours on end, you know, you're going to destroy something. And this extra resistance, you know, that gives you extra protection should some little spike come along, you know. Anyways, word of the wise. And so there's 2 traces coming down. This is the voltage sense one here, and this other one is what powers the internal regulator. And so right where I put this black mark, I just went in with an X-Acto knife and wiggled that, cut the trace. So that's my suggestion. If you're going to use these things at you know, more than 20 volts, put a resistor in. You know, you run it to the center pin, and as long as you can guarantee you get more than 5 volts, you know, if you can put 10 volts on this, that's going to greatly reduce the heat of that regulator, and it might survive a long time. But running this at 60 volts, that's it's not something I would do. So thanks for watching. Just remember this little trace over here, and these are the little blue 100 amp ones. And I used to have you know, I have a previous video talking about how to put a contrast pot on these. Some of them don't focus up too well. And that just, those older ones just had a center wire, center trace, and these new ones have 2. This just kind of actually for my own reference. From the, you know, I get to doing one of these later, and I think, what in the hell did I do? So thanks for watching. Hope this is useful.